start before I...
Then why did I turn to Genesis?
You ready, Joseph?
Yes, it's going now.
Okay.
You want to unscrew the two bulbs
This is the
that you put
beginning of the
on.
Bible.
Alright.
Well, the light will get even redder
He
if I
opened the
do.
book, and it's there.
Now, nobody has to be on camera or be heard on camera. Nobody is on camera, actually, except me. Okay. And
Wait, what
your
are you
voice
doing?
will go on camera if you speak, though. So
Okay,
just
so
you
you're
know.
putting us in the hot seat if we
So,
speak.
if you don't want to be any presence of you on the camera at all, then like this. Okay?
No, you can edit people out later.
Yeah, we can edit things out later too, but
That would give
I'm only going to do that if the person
know how
doesn't.
to be-
If the
Don't
person
worry,
wants to be
Pubsy,
edited out, we'll make
Pubsy.
sure it happens.
If you say something stupid, I can always
Like,
mute
I'm
you on the
afraid of
audio
being
track.
on camera.
Okay.
Who's in the
Then
kitchen?
it'll look like somebody's saying bad words.
I can do it without
Yeah,
a beat.
especially if we put the beep on it.
Ah,
Beep.
oh, mate.
Grammy made me cry.
I think I gotta find the find box.
Weird.
Oh, why does he have to walk right in front of it?
No, I can't find anything unless I
Right over there.
Potato.
go over here.
Huh, Microsoft Word has got a new look. They just can't leave their interfaces
Okay.
alone, can they?
I gotta see what I'm doing. Okay, bookmark menu. Oh, it's already queued there. I need the screen to stop blocking already.
Now, I want to know if there's rules about talking, because I will rebel against
Pubsy,
rules.
there are no
You can
rules
talk
at the
if you
moment.
want.
Okay.
He's just letting you know what happens if you do
Okay,
talk.
last time we did, why did it
It
go back
reverted.
there?
Because that's where you were positioned in the document.
Dad, I know how to do that. You click at the
I'm gonna
top
do
and
it
you do
the
Windows arrow
old-fashioned way.
keys.
You can't scroll to Ezekiel from there.
No, just do find. Find
There we
Ezekiel.
go.
Now remember, you need to place the cursor somewhere in the document or it will screw up again.
Okay, I placed
I
it
think
there.
we're on chapter 4.
At the beginning of chapter 4?
Now you have to put the cursor
I
there.
don't think we read chapter 4 the last time we read it.
Alright, let's...
Hey, Mommy. Your thing says something different than mine does.
Did we read
That's
I will
'cause
make your
I
tongue
have
stick to the
USB
roof of
and
your
you
mouth
have
yet?
ADHD.
Yes, I remember that.
Okay, so we are on chapter
My
4.
Bible only has slave names at every
Okay.
chapter, Mommy. It never ever has one in the chapter.
Alright, you can read
Oh,
verse...
yeah.
Oh,
Yours does.
You can read the
Okay,
first
stop
two
with that
verses.
for.
that fixed things.
Where is
Auto is better than manual in this case.
Or is it in the middle? Read it, Shauna. Start reading. Dad, unselect. You also, son of man, take you a tile and lay it before you and portray a...
Oh! Dang it.
and portray upon a city, even Jerusalem, and lay siege against it, and build forts against it, and cast up a mound against it, set camps also against it, and plant battering rams against it round about.
Alrighty.
Use the mouse, Dad.
What does that say, Shoshana?
Jerusalem.
What? Jerusalem. Okay.
It said Jerusalem.
Alright. What's Ezekiel doing here?
He's drawing Jerusalem on a tile of cement or something.
He's playing a game, right? He's playing a game of...
He's playing a game of some kind of strategy
a role play
game or something.
of conquering Jerusalem. Because Nebuchadnezzar's going to conquer Jerusalem.
So he's pretty much building up his thingy with sticks and little
Right.
things on the
And
ground.
before it happens, too.
He's making a miniature.
Yeah, he's making a bigature.
No,
Right.
a miniature.
A bigature.
Okay, Leroy, would you like to read verse 3, please?
Sit down, Kira.
And take you unto you an iron pan, and set it for a wall of iron between you and the city, and set your face toward it, and it shall be besieged, and you shall lay siege against it. This shall be a sign to the house of Israel.
Israel. Okay?
I
So-
would say that he's getting instructions from the Lord here before he actually does this.
Right. So what does the pan represent?
A wall of iron between you and the
If
city.
I were in Guyana, I would say it would represent a steel drum. They were called pans.
What's the wall of iron between you and the city for?
Well, let me find what it says. Set camp.
Lay siege against an iron
Verse
wall.
3.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the iron pan represents here. It seems to be
And you-
distinguished from the city.
Take an iron griddle and place it as an iron wall between you and the city, and set your face
You have to
against
bury
it.
it halfway in the dirt.
It's the wall of the city. and it's
Oh, the
being
city wall?
Yep. Being
Okay.
besieged.
Why is it made of iron though?
Yeah, why did God choose to symbolize the wall of the city with iron?
Because they thought it was it would
Indestructible.
be, indestructible.
Impregnable. Yeah.
Dad, I don't like that
So
word.
is he, so 1 and 2, he did one thing, and then he's saying do something similar but different? Is that what's
Right.
happening?
Build forts against it. The forts would probably be the siege towers that they used in those times to reach the top of the wall. And cast up a mound. Now, in ancient times, what they would do is a besieging army would heap up a ramp of stones and stuff to reach the top of the wall. They'd build a big mound so that they could attack the city at the top of the walls. And that would take, well, it'd take like months to do that. Alexander the Great built a causeway out to the city of Tyre in order to besiege it. He had his whole army throwing stuff into the water until they had a way of walking across.
Would that be trash or rocks?
Well, they quarried them, they got them, they used
Whatever.
rubble from this. There were 2 cities of Tyre, by the way. There was one on the coast and one was an island. So Nebuchadnezzar destroyed the one that was on the coast, and Alexander the Great destroyed the one that was on the island.
So is he setting a pan then down around this tile that he's made?
Right, I guess he drew
So
the
it
city
so
on the
it
tile.
surrounds the entire tile that he set up?
Maybe he put the broke the tile. In the pan. Yeah, put the tile in the pan.
Put the tile over the pan, maybe? Or
No,
put
no,
the
the
pan
pan
over the tile?
like this,
Uh-huh.
like our iron skillet. Okay, and you put the tile in the middle, so there's a whole pan wall.
Oh,
around it.
okay. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Alright, and this shall be a sign to the house of Israel. So, of course, Ezekiel's doing it before the city has fallen and been conquered. Alright. Verse 4, Marjorie.
Moreover, lie you upon your left side, and lay the iniquity of the house of Israel upon it, according to the number of the days that you shall lie upon it. You shall bear their iniquity.
Okay, you can add verse 5 to that.
For I have appointed the years of their iniquity to be unto you a number of days, even 390 days. So shall you bear the iniquity of the house of Israel.
Okay. And tomorrow, would you like to read verse 6?
And again,
Oh,
when you
is that all? No, verse 6, yeah.
And again, when you have accomplished these you shall lie on your right side, and you shall bear the iniquity of the house of what is that?
Yehuda.
Yehuda, 40 days each day for a year have I appointed it unto you.
See, when days equal a year, he tells us.
That's right, he does, he tells us. So, we call it, if we see days in a text, then we aren't really warranted in calling them years unless it actually says so. In this case, it says so. Okay, so we have 390 days he's going to lie on. Which side is he going to lie on?
Left.
Left side. Okay, and 40 days he's going to lie on his right side.
Okay, I'm good. Oh. Those S's are completely detached from
Okay,
the
that's okay.
original.
Now,
Root.
why do you suppose there's any significance to the words left and right here?
Is there left and right on a map?
Depends on which way you look at.
Yeah, so what's the significance?
Well, if you're facing Israel from the Mediterranean, Israel's on the left and Judah's on the right, right?
Mhm.
What else might left and right represent?
It's on the edge of my conscience, but I can't think of
Left and right hand of God.
it. Uh-huh.
So the right hand is the place of honor, right? Or
Really?
it's the most honored place, and
The
the
left?
left hand is the second most
Oh,
honored
I thought you
place,
said left
right?
first. And then
Okay.
What? Why is right more honored than left?
Well, it just is.
Because most people are right-handed.
All
And
right.
you're left-handed, am I?
When
You
Yeshua
Unless
ascended
the
to
word-
heaven, he ascended to sit at the right hand of the Father, didn't he? That was the most honored place.
Right.
And there's probably other instances throughout the scriptures too of, that Yeshua talked about in parables when people would go to a feast, they would want to seek, the Pharisees would want to seek the best seats, which would be at the right hand of whoever the host was.
Okay, 390 days equals 390 years. And 40 days equals 40 years.
You forgot.
Okay.
Oh, no, equal signs there.
All right, now,
Here, two numbers there. Now.
are these years real?
What do you mean, are they real?
Actual years.
Did they actually sin for, did the house of Israel actually sin for 390 years?
He's sitting for longer than that.
Oops.
Looks like me.
And 40. We're talking about the years of their iniquity.
Not all at once.
Define-
Did
outside.
were they always sinning all the time?
No.
Define sinning and iniquity.
Oh,
Little
Well,
or the whole
okay.
nation doing horrible
If you
things.
read through the book of Kings,
Now, is this segments broken up into different time
It's
periods
broken
or all
up
at
a
once?
if you read through the books of Kings, for instance, it will tell you that King Jehoshaphat was a righteous king. Okay, and it will tell you that Ahab was a wicked king.
Ahab sounded like an emotionally unstable king.
Maybe. Okay, so, well, was everyone in Israel always wicked all the time, or was everyone in Israel always righteous all the time?
Mommy, why was it that all
I'm sure that
Israel's
during
kings
the
were
righteous
wicked, but all-
periods,
about half of
there were
Israel's
people who were
kings
wicked,
righteous.
and during the wicked periods, there were people who were righteous.
Uh-huh.
But it's kind of like politics.
The majority
When the
wins.
50% majority decides that we're going to have wickedness now, we have a wicked king. When the 50% majority decides we're going to serve God now,
Wait, you have a
we're going to
problem,
have a
Dad.
righteous government.
When you say 50% majority, that's no such thing.
Well, you know, they
You
kind
mean
of got the
50
government
At least
they
50,
deserved.
50.0000000.
Because if the
See?
people wanted the king to serve the Baals and false gods, then the king did. Or if the king could pressure them into doing it, they went along. Or if the king influenced them to do right, then they did right. So generally what the king did, the people did, and vice versa.
Why did everybody follow the king?
Well, that's just the way human nature works. They like to follow leaders or be told what to do.
I just realized that.
Okay. So now I'll blank this out here. So now we have somewhere somehow there's 390 years Israel sinned, and somewhere
That's the
somehow there's
additional
40
one.
years that Judah sinned. Okay.
Okay, so all in all, so you wait. Did you say Israel for the top
Okay.
and Judah for the bottom?
Mhm.
How do you add them together to make one whole Israel?
I can actually see
If the
the
top's
demon.
already Israel.
But those would be overlapping years, wouldn't they?
Well, I'll show you where they are, and I'm going to start with. I got to get the right one here.
Are you looking for your scroll book?
Let's see if this is the right one or not.
It doesn't appear in the video.
It doesn't appear in the video.
Okay, and then we open
Oh,
another
let's take
file.
this.
I'm gonna pop it over there. That's the wrong one to pop over there. Okay, scroll charts here.
Can you get rid of the split window?
Okay,
And see if you can take all the gray cells off.
Leave the gray cells alone.
alright. We're gonna slide it over there. Okay, this over here, this column is years BC. That's 1632 BC. Okay, now this marks the Exodus here. Okay, now, for 40 years they were in the wilderness. Okay, but the actual periods of, 40 years would be detailed in column.
I'm not entirely sure what that means.
This column right here. 39,
Ha.
40, right there. Actually, I need to make this small.
You made it bigger.
It might help if you took off the gray lines, Daddy.
How do I do that?
I think you might find that on view. Where is view in the center face?
Right there.
Oh.
I don't know how to use
Would Uncle Clifford know how to remove lines?
I got it.
Oh, they're still there.
It's fine.
Oh, those things? No,
Yeah.
don't worry about those.
Don't worry
I'll
about
not use
that.
those now, okay? Alright, so we have they entered the land, and here's the conquest. Here's the first city they conquered. Okay. And they served God for a while, and then it says they sinned against him. Okay. And they served Cushan Risha Thaim, okay, for 8 years. The scripture actually gives us the number of years that they served a pagan king, and they have served it because they were rebelling against God. Okay,
No, that's Israel. As opposed
that's
to
Israel,
Judah.
right? So Israel and Judah are separate. Okay, now Judah is categorized as Israel before the divided kingdom. Okay, and Israel takes precedent over Judah until Judah only exists as an independent kingdom. So I should find you the 40 years of Judah first, because that's more straightforward. Okay. Oh, it's already over there. Alrighty.
So what are we doing?
We're going to go where the kingdom divided. That's Manasseh. Okay. Here's Hezekiah right here. And here's Hoshea, the last king of Israel. Okay. Now, in the 6th year of Hezekiah, which is here, and in the 9th year of Hoshea, which is here, which would be 720 BC, which is over here. Okay, that is when the northern kingdom fell. Okay, and the tribe of Judah existed as an independent kingdom after this. Actually, they were independent from the divided kingdom, but we tally the years of Judah. The 40 years of Judah are only with their existence without the house of Israel being anywhere around. The house of Israel was carried off to Assyria at this time, okay? Now, the house of Judah at this time was ruled by Hezekiah. And Hezekiah was what kind of king?
Good.
He was a good king, okay? So we count all of his years. Okay? We count all of his years. None of them count as the years of the sin of Judah. Okay, so we go down here. He reigned 29 years. And I do have an overlap, because actually, well, Hezekiah knew how long he was going to live. God told him he would live another 15 years after Sennacherib came up and besieged Jerusalem. Okay, now Manasseh was what kind of king?
Bad.
He was a bad king.
What name did you say?
How long was he a bad king?
You said the wrong name.
Most of his life. Are
Actually,
you like in Chronicles?
okay,
or
actually
something?
we know that Manasseh repented. Okay. Manasseh was wicked for the first half of his reign, and then he was taken to Babylon in chains. And then
Not ropes.
he repented and was restored to his throne. Okay. And if you read it, this is in 2 Chronicles 33:11 here. Wherefore Yahweh brought on him the captains of the
Why don't you
king
read
of
your
Assyria.
screen, Dad?
What?
Why don't you read that screen?
No, there's nothing on that screen.
It's extended.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wherefore Yahweh brought upon them the captains of the host of the king of Assyria, which took Manasseh among the thorns, and bound him with fetters, and carried him to Babylon. And when he was in affliction, he besought Yahweh his God, and humbled himself greatly before the God of his fathers, and prayed unto him, and he was entreated of him, and heard his supplication, and brought him again to Jerusalem, into his kingdom. Then Manasseh knew that Yahweh, he was God. Alright? So Manasseh got his throne back. So in order to find out how many years of Manasseh's reign were counted as wickedness for Judah, we need to find out when the king of Assyria besieged him. Okay, and the king was Esarhaddon. Okay, and it was in his 10th year. Okay, and this is actually referred to in the book of Ezra also. Okay, and in BC 672, Esarhaddon carried the remnant of Israel into captivity and sent Manasseh king of Judah to Babylon. In the following year, BC 671, Manasseh was pardoned and restored. George Smith, quoted by David Cooper, Messiah's First Coming Schedule. Okay? So, George Smith is the assistant who had no education but decided that he would help out in the British Museum with the Assyrian tablets. So he was self-taught and everything and became quite a famous person. And David L. Cooper did a Bible chronology and lots of, he worked on Daniel 9 messianic stuff, dealing with Israel. He made several trips to Israel. And the height of his career, David Cooper's career, was during World War II. Okay, and George Smith, the height of his career was the late 1800s, early 1900s.